Hello, everyone. This is Sprite Laureano, and I'm so excited to be back with you on our episode today of A Giant's Journey. Our topic today is the power of the pause. And I know that this is such an important topic for us right now, especially where the world is at with recognizing the coronavirus and what's happening with that. I think we're experiencing a pause in a lot of different ways. So today we're just going to jump right in and discover what our cast of Awakening Giants has to say about the power of the pause. I'm so excited to have Eva Charlotte Larsson Ruiz with us today. And Eva is a spiritual teacher. She's an international speaker, a peace emissary, and she's definitely a mentor of all things transcendence. So Eva, share with us today your tips, your thoughts and ideas about the power of the pause.
Like you said, Sprite, thank you for having me. It's such a powerful subject at this time. Pause can really be anything. It can be in the physical world, in the world of work or activities. It can be emotional, it can be mental, but it can also be what I would say is spiritual. It can be just taking a pause from almost being human, being so caught up in this humanness of the stories we tell, how we interpret life events, what's going on in the world. And in this particular case, we have this outbreak of a virus that we hear endless stories about. Is it really dangerous? Is it not? Is it like the flu? Who knows? What's the truth? And where does all of that bring me? What awakens in me with all of this going on, and then potential disruptions of my daily life and activities and the work and relationships and travels and all of that? And instead of being caught up in that and really believing in whatever is going on, and more so believing in what might be rising up within me, you, all of us, taking a pause from that, just pressing pause, taking a step back and just settle in and really sink deeper within, beyond all of that. If you imagine yourself like the ocean, all of that is going on at the surface. The virus is like this flock of birds flying all over the ocean, and it can land anywhere. And we have all these little ripples or huge waves coming up around that. And we have to decide which ripples to listen to, what actually serves us as individuals, as communities, and as humanity. And the only way I know how to do that is to go beyond the ripples, to really sink deeper into my own being, the ocean, beyond all those ripples, and find that place within where there's still stillness, where there is no fear, where clarity resides. And sinking into that place, taking a pause in that way, whatever that looks for you. There's meditation, there's going for a run, taking a bath, having a glass of wine, whatever it takes for you as an individual to find that place. There's no right way or wrong way. It's about being able to navigate to the depth of our being beyond all these reactivity, and finding clarity and finding stillness. And from that place, you will know what to do. You will know how you best take care of yourself and your loved ones. And by not being in reactivity, you're not creating more ripples. But when we all are reacting, there's ripples coming out energetically from all of us, and there ripples and ripples and ripples, and the waves gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I find for me the biggest responsibility I can take, the only thing I really can take responsibility for is me, and where I hold myself energetically. So if I can still my ripples and be that emissary of peace and holding myself in that place, doesn't mean not to take action. It doesn't mean to not protect and be cautious and all of that, but it comes from a different place. It comes from awareness and clarity and a stillness energetically that then calms the other ripples as opposed to make them bigger. And if each and every one of us can just calm ourselves down a little bit, the waves, all this craziness that's now going on, we'll calm down. We can still take actions. We can still be clear what we need to do to support humanity through this crisis. But from that place, not this reactive, crazy, uncontrolled paranoia, fear, reactivity. I'm not saying there's no danger here, but danger is always present. This is not a safe world. It's a dangerous world. Things can happen all the time. I can get in my car and be in a car accident in the next 30 minutes. That danger is always present, but I get to choose where I live from in that reality. And that place is always here. It's not something that we lose. It's always here. You just need to sink from the surface of the ocean a little deeper. And for some of us, that's very easy. For some of us, it takes practice. It doesn't have to be hard. It just takes 5 minutes, 5 moments in a chair. Let go of all of that and just, is there danger right here, right now? Take a breath and then move out again with your day. And do that every time you feel reactive. Take a moment. Just imagine yourself sinking deeper in, finding that clarity and stillness, and then move forward. We can do this. We can definitely do this as families, communities, and humanity.
Eva, we absolutely can. And I always love your presence and your calmness and your groundedness that I feel from you. And this is such a perfect topic for you to be talking about with us today. I'm curious because I recognize that sometimes in what people see, we're talking about what's happening in the world right now around the coronavirus, that when people sometimes see the crisis happening, there also is often opportunity in that space, but you wouldn't necessarily see it or discover it or be able to create it if you're caught up in those ripples. So just share with us about the opportunity that is here.
I think that's very wise, Sprite, and absolutely there's a huge opportunity in so many different ways again. But to stick to this particular subject we're talking about, I feel this is a huge opportunity for all of us to really look at how we are so responsive to fear internally and fear around us. And then we're often running in this unplanned reactivity. And it's really living from a place of survival and fear, whether we're feeling it that way or not. In the biological, physical sense, I feel that's what's going on. We become the animal, and it's all about survival, which is completely natural. This body is an animal, and it has the tendency to react that way. But we can become aware that we are so much more than that, and that we actually have a choice as individuals to be aware of, okay, this scares me and this might be really dangerous. We don't really know. Maybe it is. And it is scary. And that's okay. It's okay to feel fear. But I don't have to run off in panic because of that. I can acknowledge I am afraid right now. And what's the best thing I can do with that? And how can I take care of myself and my loved ones? And how can I do the best for everyone, not just me, emptying the store of all the water or something? Like, how much do I need? And trust that there's a flow of life in itself here, and you can navigate each moment the best you can. You don't have to make sure you're taken care of for 5 years forward, leaving nothing for everyone else right now. Like, take care of this moment, do the best of this moment. How can I be safe in this moment from a place of calm awareness as opposed to panic? There's a huge opportunity for each individual here to really look at that. What am I doing with myself in this moment? And I had this vision around it the other night, how it was almost like way back. There's a story of how the plague was coming and you needed to put blood on the door for the plague to pass you by. It's almost like the same thing. It's a symbology, but being in calm, centered awareness is like putting blood on your door. The plague will pass you by. Because when you're holding yourself in a stable place, when you're okay with yourself, your body calms down and your immune system has a chance to do what it's supposed to do. But when you go into reactivity and your panic and fear and stress and need to stay safe like this, your body goes into hyperactivity which is meant to do in survival situations. It's fight or flight. It's really useful when you try to get out of a burning building or there's a lion attacking you. It's not useful for a potential danger of a pandemic. It's not useful. Your way of letting this pass you by is being able to go beyond your own fears and calm yourself down, allowing your immune system to be strong. That is like putting the blood on the door, and the plague will pass you by, and helping everyone else to do the same.
Eva, thank you. And I love that we're really focusing in on the whole of humanity in this conversation as well, and that it starts with us. And thank you for bringing forward the awareness that we are in this together, and that it's not just about us as well. I'm going to hold on to the image and the visual that you gave of the ocean, because I think it's really powerful to recognize that there's things that are happening up above, and I can just sink down below if I'm feeling anxious or fearful or anything like that, to honor those feelings and then to sink down below. It's a beautiful image. Thank you so much, Eva, for your beautiful wisdom today. Glad to have you here with us.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
And we're going to continue on with this very interesting topic of the power of the pause. The pause can mean so many different things. And so Gail Dixon was with us in our San Diego location shoot. And Gail is the founder of Masterful Messaging. She is an international speaker and an author. She is a coach of heart-centered communication. Gail, I'm so grateful that you're here with us today to talk about the power of the pause.
I am thrilled to be here and thrilled to hear Eva's perspective. It was very powerful for me as someone who is in one of those high-risk groups because of my age and some chronic health kinds of things. It was very helpful to me to say and hear, just breathe, and it will be okay. So thank you so much. For me, when I thought about this topic, I too thought about how our bodies become metaphors for us, because the time that I most learned the power of the pause was when my body wouldn't let me do anything else. That is that I found myself with a paralyzed diaphragm and having it be difficult to breathe. And I was living my life at the end of a 50-foot oxygen hose. That experience stopped me from the rhythm of the daily life I was in. I had to change my rhythm. And I had, just because of physical strength and physical demands, what happened was I had to do a task or fulfill a responsibility, and then I had to rest. I couldn't just keep going and being on the gerbil wheel over and over and over and all the time, because my body wouldn't let me do that. And what I learned was that in the rest was when I could listen to myself, to other people, and to the divine. And that when we are going and talking to ourselves and hearing all the voices and being at the frantic pace that we have created for ourselves in Western society, where everything has to be instant and now and quick and a lot and more and all of that, we don't have or make very much space for listening. We are just constantly creating noise. And the noise we create in that franticness is the noise of fear and anger and lack and frustration. The noise we most need to hear is the noise of calm, silence, and peace. And without pausing, we cannot hear that voice. I'm so grateful and blessed that my body took me into a place of recovery, that I no longer have to be on oxygen. But I learned that what the pause does for me is give me an opportunity to reset the rhythm. And when I find myself and my life out of rhythm, it is a signal to me that I need a pause. When the vibration gets too much, when I'm talking more than listening, when I am hearing things but not taking them in, not really hearing from and listening with my heart, that's when I need to say, it's time for a pause. It is in that pause that I open the door to new possibilities and new rhythms and new ways of being in the world and ways of connecting with others. What I find is if I am moving too fast, who knows what I've passed by? It is only when I slow down enough to be aware of where I'm walking, what I'm hearing, who I'm seeing, that I can fully take in all of those wonders that Spirit has put into my path. If I am moving too fast, think about riding on a train. And when you're first leaving the station and the train accelerates slowly, you can really see the scenery. You can see that tree. You can see that farmhouse. You can see that beautiful field of wildflowers. And as the train picks up speed and goes faster and faster and faster, you can't take in any one snapshot of the scenery. It's all zooming past you. What I know is that letting life zoom past me doesn't serve me, and it doesn't serve others. So seeking the pause is the thing that allows me to serve, allows me to heal, and allows me to live into my purpose.
Gail, thank you. Ooh, wow. I'm buzzing right now. I'm like, my body is buzzing from your sharing with us. One of the things that you said that I just want to repeat, it was so powerful, is the pause gives me the opportunity to reset my rhythm. And I feel like it's such an important thing for us to recognize that's happening globally as well as individually, right? There's a lot of resetting globally that needs to be done, and reconnecting to nature, reconnecting to each other. So thank you for that reminder. I do want to ask you, you are an incredible speaker from the stage, and you support people to find their voice and to really be able to present their message powerfully, masterfully, for sure. Just give me a little snippet, a little tip about the power of the pause when it comes to speaking.
The power of the pause when it comes to speaking just can't be overestimated. When you pause as a speaker, you give your audience time to take in and own what you said through their filters, through their knowing and understanding. So what you've said becomes theirs instead of yours. And without pausing, you don't give them the opportunity to do that.
Thank you. That is an amazing tip, and there will be more, I know. So I want to thank you so much for being with us today,
Thank
Gail.
you. Thanks.
And everyone, super excited that you're here with us. Please come on back and be with us again for more episodes of A Giant Journey, where our cast of Awakening Giants is sharing tried and true tips to discover that next transcendent you, and how we can show up and serve humanity together. So thank you for being here. Can't wait to be with you again on a next episode.
If you have a question, comment down below. And if you have an idea for a future topic, please let us know. Also, while you're here, you might want to check out some of our other inspirational episodes. And please subscribe so you never miss a hot, juicy giant topic.